Hey, so I'm here with Roger Fields. My name is Jeremy Collins, and we're going to talk a little about Fam Nite Live. It's a new event that you're putting on, and I'm just really excited about it. It's fun to do some events like this, and honestly, I just want to know more about it, Roger.
Well, I tell you what, we've been doing Kids Blitz Live, Jeremy, for about 14 years. Wow. And ever since then, people have always asked us, do you have something where we can do our own event, kind of our own family event? We've always said, well, we don't have that, and so finally we've listened, so a few months ago, we really need to do this. And so we're putting together a packet of stuff where a church can do their own kind of interactive, kind of high energy event for kids and parents. So that's the deal. We call it Fam Nite Live, and we want to give them everything we've learned in 14 years. And so they do it.
Is this an event that you'll be coming to them and host, or is this an event that they can host their own?
They do it themselves. Now, when we have two live events that we go in and do. Kids Blitz Live is a live event. It's family-oriented, but it's more kid-focused.
Cool.
Our FX event, FX Live, is our family experience. We come in, and it's more family-focused. It's more mom and dad-focused. But Fam Nite Live is something we sell to churches. They purchase it, and then they do their own event, about an hour and 15-minute event.
So it's like a package, basically, they get, and they say it's laid out for them all together, and they can say, okay, let's do this thing.
Right.
And you put it on family event. Now, what kind of audience would you be looking for when you're doing this kind of event?
Normally it's a church that, for whatever reasons, they either, they can't bring us in or just doesn't work on the schedule or their location, whatever,
Sure.
But just a church that just wants to do, normally a, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night event, for parents and kids, and they want to do it themselves. Sometimes maybe a smaller church that doesn't have quite the stage size, maybe for Kids Blitz. And
so really, there's no hindrance to anybody could really.
Anybody really can do it. Yeah, really, you just promote it as a family event. And what we're trying to do is just give them everything we've learned in doing this for 14 years. Try to help them avoid some of the mistakes, and just try to say this is what works, this is what doesn't work. We want to give them ideas on we think the best games on the planet for how to do this, how to use the games to teach something.
So, in this package, so I'm trying to figure out, I'm a children's pastor, I'm thinking, all right, I maybe don't have the staff to put this thing together. I need to figure out the best way to put this event on, because, I've done family events in the past, and they've been huge successful for me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's churches out there, when they put a family event on, all these families just start coming to the church. Yeah. You're like, yes, home run. So, the way I look at it is, you've already got a package. You've done 14 years? 14
years.
So I think it's 14 years, which I don't have it in my belt at all. So I'm thinking 14 years of experience of doing things right and doing things wrong. And if you can hand me a package and say, do this, and you're going to attract people, that's awesome.
Yeah, and really a lot of different things come out of it. For instance, you may just want to do a one-time family event, and maybe once a year, once a quarter, you can use it for that. Or you can take what you learn from this if you want to do an ongoing thing. Like maybe you want to do a monthly event. You really kind of learn the elements. Even if later you want to change the games up, change some stuff up, but you kind of have the ingredients.
But you've got this template. If you get the template from you, basically you get this template that says, okay, so you did this awesome Fam Nite Live event this year. Maybe next year, maybe probably by then you'll have upgrades to it. Probably, I'm guessing. That you can get this package, you just tweak different things and make things exciting the next year, which is phenomenal.
We give you music that we would use. Here's what we say. It's not really the games themselves or the music or the set of the props. It's really how you blend it together that makes it. And so that's what we're trying to give churches is the way to blend this together. So it's just a high-energy, high-impact event for parents and kids.
Okay, so I'm intrigued. This is pretty cool. So if somebody purchases this package, what's included with this thing?
Well, here's what you get. First, you get music. You get kind of a script, basically, how to run it. You get the whole explanation of how this is done. We're going to have a DVD where I just explain in detail how to make each part work. Cool. Now, there's three categories of props and stuff. Okay? One is a category of some stuff that's a little bit hard to find or whatever, so we give you that in the set. So a few things that are just a little bit hard to find on your own, so we give them to you. There's another set of props that are real simple stuff that you just go to either the grocery store and buy or Walmart, just stuff that's cheap, it's easy to get.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of items that are sort of optional, that you can do it with or without these items. We tell you where to get them. If you want to spend a little more money on that, you can buy a certain kind of prop from wherever,
Yeah.
So the idea is to let churches kind of do it on their own level.
So really, basically, in this package really is everything you really can do to put this thing on.
Well, that's
basically, they can go out to local, they can go to local places, like their dollar stores or whatever it needs to be done, and grab this stuff and put it together. And so how long do you think once you buy the package? is it pretty easy to put together, or do you think, you know?
I mean, we think it is if you really pay attention to how we tell you to do it, it'll work. Now, the key is, that, there are just some things that seem like they would work.
Sure.
But they just don't work that well, you know.
Yeah,
so I know
that too many times.
That's just, we've just learned over 14 years things that I thought, even to this day, sometimes I think, I wonder if that'll work. And I try to may or may not work, So you never really know for sure if you get in there and do it.
That's one of the best things about this package. I think this Fam Nite Live package that gives the fact that, I remember we've done it, I guess here at our church, we've done it about 2 or 3 years now. Yeah. And had a family event, and man, we learned major lessons. Yeah. It's like a brainstorm hit sometimes, and that brainstorm's like, ugh. Yeah. So it's awesome that this package is available.
Yeah. Well, we're excited about it. Here's our deal, too. We believe that it's not, actually Leonard Sweet originally said this. He says, it's not the art of the performance, it's the art of the participation. And so we've begun to realize it's not just, families coming to a concert or even coming to a play or just seeing a movie, but when they can come to something that engages them, where they can get involved, where they can see some of their family members and their friends up on the stage doing something, and they're engaged. There's a lot of things you can engage the crowd with. I mean, there's kind of some games that you play with the crowd with them still in their seats.
That's right.
And so you just feel like everybody's a part of it. So basically what happens with this, first, if you're going to do this at your church, you would probably be the director of it.
Absolutely.
And so you would recruit about 6 other people from your church that would help you on the stage, and they would all know their part, what to do.
The actors and all that stuff,
All that, and they would be like team captains, and people set up props, and you have a scorekeeper and a timer operator and all this, And then when families come, you pick kids and families out of the crowd, and they come up on the stage and do stuff, and there's some things you do with the crowd.
Music coming up,
music, and so how you blend that all together is what makes it.
That's pretty cool.
But it just works, I mean, let me say this too. When we first started, we weren't sure this would work 14 years ago. When we started, we were going to a lot of small churches then, and we thought, well, it works on this level. And then about the second year, the church started getting a lot bigger. We're like, we already got kind of, now like 2,000 people out there.
It's a big difference from 200, 2,000.
Yeah, it is a big difference.
It is.
But we were blown away.
How cool.
That just, no matter where you go, people like to be involved. They love participation. They really don't want to just sit back and be a spectator. They want to do something and be engaged with it. And, for an hour and 15 minutes, or our Kids with Live events go an hour and a half. I mean, the time flies by. Just flies by.
In my events, it definitely does. I tell you that right now.
And so, anyway, that's what we're trying to do. It's a new thing for us.
That's exciting.
And so we're just trying to help churches be able to do their own deal.
That's awesome. So, I got one more question. Now, when we do family events here, and, this is awesome. I'm going to put this now and say, hey, let's do it. But, my thought is, we had a hard time advertising. What is there? Do you have anything, any tips?
Yes, absolutely. The promotion is a big part of this. Right. So there's graphics. Now, some churches do their own graphics and posters. That's fine. But we give you some stuff you can use or not use. Cool. And then just some ideas. I mean, we pretty much know what works. I'll say this, too. Some churches, for this and for our events, some sell tickets. Some don't. Some do. Some do a free event. Some do tickets where they can, you buy a $5 ticket. We were used to going to a movie. $7 or $8.
Absolutely.
They may buy a $5 ticket and then get some guest passes to give away, and they kind of, so there's all kinds of ways they do it,
Well, even, a big one, you could even get sponsors if you wanted to.
You can do that.
You can do that stuff if you wanted to, but also, the family events to me, if you never tried it as a church, let's say there's a children's pastor out there that's never tried a family event like this, I'm telling you, it will change the way they do things.
Yeah, it really is. It's just amazing, So, families are desperate for cool things they can do together. And, sometimes a movie works for a family to go to a movie, obviously, families love to go to theme parks and stuff like that. But if you can do something in your church that's cool and fun and has a benefit to it, they learn something, get something out of it.
That's right. Now, that goes back to, is there in these packages, is there a theme point?
Well, there is. One of the simple points is that we want families kind of thinking themselves as a team. Yeah. To be able to work together as a team and kind of think of themselves going in the same direction, cooperating with each other and all that. But also there are ways in that to emphasize the power and the grace of God. Absolutely. And that's what we always kind of want to give kids and parents a little bit of a glimpse that, we serve a God who's active, who's faithful, who is alive, and really put the emphasis on God and what He does.
That's really cool.
And be able to absorb that in the context of a family.
That's phenomenal. I look at it as a children's pastor, I look at this family events as, you know, it builds a team, and it's what you're trying to do as a church. You're trying to build this team of parents together. And when you have a church, when you have a room that's filled with parents, you got a ton of people that have something common.
Yeah.
And when you do this event, it brings everybody together on the same page.
And think of it too like this. Let's say you're an 8-year-old kid, and you see your mom or dad on the stage, either with you or maybe they're doing something. I mean, what a memory that is.
Huge.
I mean, they will never forget that.
That's phenomenal.
I mean, they will never forget the time that they went up and did some kind of, jump rope competition in a pair of pajamas with their mom.
Absolutely.
I mean, they will never forget that.
We're talking weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks about it.
I mean,
That's
so it makes a cool memory, and just it has a message that's valuable to families. And so we're pumped about this.
I'm excited about it, Roger. So, obviously, if they've had any questions or whoever's watching have any questions, can they contact you?
Absolutely. Of course, our website's kidsblitz.com with a Z, KIDZ, or they can call the office, 800-467-1711.
Very cool.
And tell them anything they want.
Awesome. Guys, if you got any questions or anything, let's just shoot the questions to them. Because, listen, this is an event. If they're going to package this thing for you guys, that's what it's for. It's for them to put their own event on.
Right.
It's phenomenal.
So we're just a little bit late. We were asked to do this 14 years ago, so we're getting there. We're catching up.
Sometimes it's okay to be a little bit late.
A little slow sometimes, So.
Totally understand. Well, Roger, if you have any questions or anything,
Jeremy, I appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it, brother.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
man. God bless you, brother.